Shalom, and you're now locked in here at Israelite Talk TV, where you get nothing but the raw and the real whenever I'm in front of the camera. So make sure y'all show the page some love, like, subscribe, and share. Welcome back to another episode here on Israelite Talk TV, and y'all already know how we bumming it. We don't break the news, we just break down the news. Okay, now we just gonna get right into this thing. Y'all see the thumbnail, y'all see the title. Today I'm going to be doing a review, right, on a video that somebody sent me. Okay, and that video is a video done by this guy known as Anton. Okay, if I'm saying your name correctly, apologize if I'm not. Daniels. Okay, now this is a video that he did, and this right now we got quite a lot of people that's blogging on this Karmelo Anthony case, right? And I'm speaking specifically about the black people that are blogging and speaking and giving commentary on this particular case, right? Now, everybody is right, okay, that they have their own opinion, their own right to give their commentary on not only just this situation, but any situation that we blog on, okay, regardless of who the blogger is, right? And people are actually right about that. But at the same time, you have to have some type of integrity. You have to speak from a place of truth. And these particular individuals, the Antons, the failed officer Tatum, okay, the Hodge twins, people of that nature, right? Y'all have to understand that these guys are individuals who got motion going on YouTube, right? And it's all because they kiss ass and they bow down to these Europeans, right? Because one thing about the European is that they don't care who you are. They will use you until they can't use you anymore, and then they're going to throw you away. And all of these guys at some point in time are going to run into that, right? And the reason why is because the All Shaddai, the Most High, Yahuwah is his name, tells us that vengeance is mine, right? And the cooning that's going on in this particular case is unbelievable. And I want Black America to pay attention to this. Why is it important to pay attention to this? Because, see, these particular guys, they worship money. Their strength is in money, right? These particular individuals is not going to ride with black people. If a civil war popped off today, right now as I'm speaking, these particular guys are not going to ride with their people. They're going to try to play the individualism card, right? And at some point, they got to understand that that's not going to work. It's not going to work. Y'all got to grow some balls, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's not about, this is the shit that's crazy about this whole case, right? The only reason why a lot of people know about the case and is speaking on the case because Europeans, once again, went on Fox News and sat down and sent this story across the world, right? And so when people start delving into the case and see what these individuals is doing, right? Now black people, the real stand up, the real bona fide, the people that's really representing the nation, right? When they start weighing in, they have to have these particular individuals. Well, I ain't got nothing to do with it. How you not on one side or the other side? These are people that really don't give a fuck about Black America. All they care about is lining their pockets, and long as they got money, you know what I'm saying, and they feel like they up, this is all they care about. And we got to expose these niggas. Why do we got to expose these niggas? Is because in order for black people to actually prosper, right, we have to get these particular individuals out of the way, because you know why? They're not going to ride with us. They're going to be the ones, well, no, we ain't got to do it. It's crazy what these Europeans have done to our people. Right. But at any rate, we're going to look at this video. Now, we know that the Anthony family did this press conference, right? Okay. So you got all these people that's coming out talking about they stupid, it wasn't a good look, it wasn't this and that, and right? And we're gonna play some of this video, right? We're gonna go through it. We're not gonna go through the whole video, but under the Fair Use Act for criticism, which is what I'm finna give, we can go through this video and give commentary on it, right? Now, let's go ahead and start right here. I got 3 points that I want to make, and let's get into this thing.
And even when the shoe is on the other foot,
is that the father right there? Is that the father? Because I know that that's the mother. The mother is going to speak. I'm going to fast forward to her in a second. Is that the father?
Not do that. And all I'm going to say, so it don't be asked later, is that was disrespectful and just shows you all the character who is not invited.
Is he talking negatively like about the father like this? I'ma just tell y'all real talk, straight up. This is not of God. God ain't in this. God ain't nowhere in it. I don't care who say that they a minister. I don't care who say that they ordained. I'm telling you that God is not in this.
Let's stop right here, family. Let's stop him right there, right? He's telling us that God is nowhere in this, right? Okay. God is nowhere in this, right? Let me ask you guys a question. How many of you guys have ever had a murder case before? How many of y'all ever had a murder case before? Have anybody in your family ever been murdered before? Or have anybody in your family ever murdered somebody before, right? And gone to jail and got bonds and got out of jail, right? What you guys got to understand, fam, this is anywhere in America, right? Anytime you have a case like this going on, a murder case where where Karmelo Anthony stabbed Austin Metcalf, right, and killed him, okay? The bond stipulations, man, and any of this stuff, I don't care whether it's a battery case or whatever, you cannot be around the victims, okay? You can't be around those people, right? So what people got to understand, right, because we always get to the root cause of shit. This is not a press conference where the police department is giving out a press conference and anybody can come there, right? It's not that type of press conference, right? It's a Karmelo Anthony or the Anthony family press conference. And the whole reason why they were doing the press conference is because of the hate and the lies that was the lies that was being put on them, as we already debunked over here, right? This is the whole reason why they were doing the press conference. So no, the father didn't have any business there. This was them doing a press conference to explain how people were lying on them. You dig what I'm saying? And saying that they got this money when they didn't actually have the money and went and bought an $800,000 house and a Cadillac Escalade and all of this shit, right? Okay. Remember, this is this shit right here that they put out on them, right? Purse the Escalade, all this other shit, right? And this nigga is running with the shit. So instead of actually sitting down, right, and saying to himself like, damn, well, why did they actually have a press conference? It was to let the people know that it's a lie. We didn't go buy this shit. We just gonna let these people put lies on us and say it. We went and bought Cadillac Escalades and did all of this shit, right? When we know we didn't do it. So this is the whole point of the press conference, to let people know that we did spend the money. And we appreciate the people sending the money, because look at all of the death threats and all of this shit that we got coming to us. Now, this clown later on in the thing admitted like, yeah, well, they shouldn't be doing this and that. But at any rate, this is why they doing that. So for these niggas, it's joke time. You know, he just on the mic jolly popping, and he started to tone it down because the people was on his bumper. This ain't the time to play. The P. Diddy, the baby oil and all of that shit, go ahead and play and have fun with that. But when we talking about people's life being threatened, you know what I'm saying? This ain't no plan. This is not no playing matter. If it was his kids, his wife, his girl or whatever, it would be the same energy. You can't do that. You can't go out here and threaten people, families, and do all this shit like we living in the 40s and the 50s, and then people ain't supposed to say shit. And then when we come out and say something, you got the Sambos, the bootlickers sitting up here trying to debunk. And you know why? Because a lot of these platforms, like these guys, they're into money. What they're looking at is like, damn, they done raised over $500,000 in less than a month. I should be getting that. Y'all should be donating that to me, making me rich. But what do they do for the black community? Okay, even the drug dealers give out turkeys on Thanksgiving. What has Officer Tatum? What do these niggas do in the black community? Everybody's so quick to say they stupid. They this. These are children. You see what I'm saying? So how are they stupid and this and that? No, the man did what he felt he needed to do. Okay. So the first point that I want to say is that he's getting ready to talk about this guy, right? Listen to this shit, man.
The godly thing to do as a minister. I'm not a minister. I'm not a preacher. I'm not a pastor. I'm going on tour this summer. So don't hold me to the same standards as you holding him. This is not the actions of a person that is respectful of the pulpit and that is of a God. Because God ain't nothing in this. All he had to do was move forward with the press conference and say, listen, condolences.
But he has to address it. If the son, family, listen to this shit. Why would he be there and he wasn't invited there? He know that he can't be around that family. How do we know he ain't got a gun and he mad and he just want to kill and get? And we don't know. We don't know what the hell going on. Why is he there? He has no business there. So he was right by putting him out of there. You gotta go. You know, they there to protect them and make sure that they straight. They can't do no press conference and they sitting in there. What if he got a gun on him and decide to get back? You're not supposed to be there. And for these guys to sit up here and no, all he had to do was this. This is not godly. This is not this and that. Come on, bruh. Y'all niggas is weak, man. They not standing for nothing. The only thing they standing for is money. Give me money. Donate for this. Do this. Any way they can finesse you out your money, that's all they care about. They not standing on nothing. They not riding for nothing. We got to get these niggas out the way. They don't represent the black community. Come on, man. You sitting up here playing and shit, laughing and joking when this is a serious ass situation, man. I don't know who raised these niggas, man. Now listen to this joker.
To the family, I want to make sure that I address this issue, and I want to let y'all know and clear some stuff up with regard to my family. He didn't even have to speak on him. He talking about disrespectful? Come on, fam, stop.
It was disrespectful. But I will not, as that was disrespectful, and just shows you all the character. Who was not invited.
This is silly. This is crazy.
That is inappropriate to be.
This is crazy.
But he did it. And so I say to people, actions speak louder than words. Okay? What he has failed into is the political operatives that want to make this thing a political thing of hate.
He don't even know how to speak.
Racism.
Now let's stop right here, family. So at all of this shit that's going on, he didn't say, okay, I see what you're saying, man. He shouldn't be there because it's a murder case that's going on. It's an open case. You're not even supposed to be around the family. You gonna sit up here and belittle this man and talking about he can't speak right, he can't this and that, but you saying this is not godly. But yet the motherfucker that they follow, the creative player, the fake apostle Paul, right? He clearly states in his writings that he wasn't a good orator. He wasn't a good speaker. So just because a person is not a good speaker, didn't go to college and didn't do all of this and that, so we just gonna make fun of that. And that's godly, right? That's supposed to be godly, right? No, that ain't godly, my boy. You know what I'm saying? This is race hate. You know what I'm saying? How you gonna sit up here and this is the thing. The other creative player that they believe in, Jesus Christ, right? It's funny how all these people talk about they Christians and this and that. They don't follow none of that shit. They dishonest. They bona fide liars. You know what I'm saying? Jesus was with the tax collectors and all of the other shit, the people in the Bible. So they're like, oh, well, look at his record and look at this and that. But they supposed to be Christians. They never follow that shit. They're Christians in name. They never follow that book. So you gonna turn around and talk about this ain't godly and then turn around and do some ungodly shit. Come on, man. Come on, man. These niggas is theater, man. They theater. You know what I'm saying? Real talk, man. It's bullshit. So the man addressing the lies y'all playing. Now listen to this right here, right? Let me speed this up, right? Okay, check this out right here.
At the very beginning, there was an
You're trying to get famous.
Information surrounding.
See, now he trying to get famous. Other black people watch other black people and it's like, oh, well, it's a rat race. Oh, he's trying to be famous. I gotta be the big. How this man trying to be famous by simply putting an end to the bullshit, the lies? If they would have never lied, they wouldn't have been doing and white folks turning this shit into a racist thing. Black people wouldn't even be giving a fuck about it. You know what I'm saying? They the one that turned this shit into a political thing, a thing into race. And then when black people wake up and say, damn, no, they on some bullshit. And we want now motherfuckers trying to be famous and all this other shit. Come on, man. These niggas is theater, man. And I want y'all to pay attention to this because why do y'all support these people? Stop supporting these people. Real talk. Stop supporting them. When they show you who they is, believe it. He not riding if some shit pop off. No, we shouldn't do that. We should. Man, get your bitch ass up out of here. Scary, shaky ass. Fuck that. You know what I'm saying? Listen to this nigga.
The fund created in the support of the Anthony family. The Karmelo Anthony Fund, hosted by Give, Send, Go. Let's be clear. The family has not received one dime. Any of the media could have verified this. But we saw on Twitter, we saw on Facebook, and so many different things of the false, lavish life of this family.
Actually, they are getting money now.
Stop right there. Did you hear that shit? Did you hear that shit? Well, no, actually, they are getting money now. This is all these motherfuckers give a fuck about is the money. When this guy did this press conference, they had not received no money. When they posted this shit right here, family, and just check the credits. This was on April 16th, right? Where they claimed they was buying Escalades and doing all of this shit, right? This motherfucker right here bypassed all of that shit, right? He bypassed all that, right? And listen what he said.
But we saw on Twitter, we saw on Facebook, and so many different things of the false, lavish life of this family.
Actually, they are getting money now.
Actually, they are getting money now. Actually, they are getting money now. But he gonna sit up here and make fun of this brother, how he speak and all this other shit. And this nigga slow as a motherfucker. Slow than the bitch. Well, no, actually, they are getting the money. They wasn't getting it then. So even he gonna admit that they wasn't getting the money and say, well, no. This is what I'm saying about these niggas. They fakes and phonies, man. They fakes and phonies. That man ain't lying, but yet he talking about, oh, he's not godly. He's not this and that. And then he turning around and doing ungodly shit, right? Come on, my boy. When they said that they was lying and said that they took that money out of there, they had not took the money out of there. And like that brother said, they could have verified it. They wasn't trying to verify it. But they supposed to be godly. We supposed to listen to them. They the righteous, but then they sit up here and lie. Listen to this nigga. Well, that's not all the way true, but they didn't buy the fucking house they said they had bought. They didn't buy this fucking Cadillac Escalade that they said they had. It's cap. So why won't these niggas come out and admit this shit? They bypass all of the facts, all the other shit, just to talk down on black people, man. The shit gotta stop, man. Ain't no wrong with giving commentary, but you gotta be truthful with the shit you giving, or you lose credibility. You know what I'm saying? Listen to this nigga, man.
They are now about to start being dispersed funds.
They're now about to be dispersed funds. But when he did that, it was a lie. And he did the press conference to shut down the lies that they was coming with. But they not going to acknowledge that.
As a result of it. So even if he's saying this right now, it's a white lie because they already know that the money is coming. Then this is why they're already.
So now it's a white lie. You see how they flipping this shit? He know the money coming, but y'all said that they were already buying houses in Escalades, man. Man, these niggas is weak as fuck, man.
Anticipation and spending the way that they're going to spend. Now, if you can justify it or not justify it, on one hand, people are saying, hey, there are, regardless if you agree with the case or not, it is their right to be able to do so. And let me tell you why it is their right. I'm going to be as objective as possible, and I'm going to just tell the truth. I'm not on anybody's side. I don't have a vested interest in this. It does not benefit me one.
Family, it's always funny how they always say they don't got nothing to do with it and all this other shit. But why is all the criticism going on the Anthony family? Why ain't no criticism going to the white people? Why ain't no criticism? You telling me that these guys are just squeaky clean and he shouldn't have did that. That's not Christian light. That's not a minister. All he had to do was say that. This is catering to white egos, man. These motherfuckers is weak as fuck, and we don't need them with us. We don't need them around us. Stop supporting these motherfuckers, man. They not gonna never stand for black people. And before black people can be liberated, we gotta get rid of the Sambos, the tap dancing, the boot licking motherfuckers that ain't on shit. Listen to this guy.
Way or the other. But this is what I know for sure. When people that people don't agree with on the conservative side, when the case becomes public, even when care of, on the flip side, I may not necessarily agree with whether or not he's innocent or guilty or the whole thing that's surrounding the case as far as what's been reported on in the news, but I am not going to sit there and say that people should. I'm not going to donate because I don't want to, but I'm not going to criticize somebody else if that.
You see that? I'm not going to donate. These niggas not going to never support the cause. Stop supporting these niggas. Fuck them. This is what it's coming down to, man. Because family, at the end of the day, these white folks stand with their people whether they right or wrong. And they don't criticize these motherfuckers about none of this shit, right? Black people can be in the right and they gonna still throw them under the bus because they don't want to stand for shit. They don't never want to stand up and have to step and ride with their people. They don't never want to do that. Oh, you stupid. You shouldn't have did that, man. The man did what he's supposed to do. You see what I'm saying? When somebody tell you not to put their hands on you and you got a weapon and you still proceed to do it, that's on your stupid ass. These niggas is just scary as fuck. It's disgusting. You know what I'm saying? Money don't make you no motherfucking man. If you don't have any morals or principles, you can have all the money in the world. It don't mean shit.
That's what you want to do with your money. You should be able to donate to the defense fund to make sure that the family is taken care of. That's your business. That is your business.
Yeah, we gonna support it.
Both sides, either way, all of them get funds donated to them so that they can have a fair day in court. I have no problem whatsoever if somebody is getting funds that is being voluntarily donated by the people to make sure that they got a defense fund or do whatever it is that they got to do. That is on him because it happens on both sides. So we have to be objective. We have to be objective and say that it's fair. If it's fair for one side, it's fair for the other. I'm not interested in donating to it.
So you see what I'm saying? You got a family. They didn't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? They son made a decision at that time when he was being pressed. Okay. Now people may disagree with it and say, oh, he should have fought. He should have did this and that. But you can't tell people how to protect themselves whenever their life is in danger. How many accounts have we saw with people that there was a fight going on? They used a weapon or whatever the case may be. You can't tell people how to defend and protect themselves when they feel like their life is in danger. It's like the motherfucker that's sitting in the bleachers when you watching a basketball game. Oh, he should have passed there. He should. How you gonna tell a person what to do when they in the midst of doing something? They got to make a split decision. You should have passed it over there. Well, maybe he didn't see him over there, or whatever the case may be. You can't tell a motherfucker how to react when they defending themselves. And these niggas ought to be ashamed of themselves. Nowhere is there any criticism to the white people whatsoever. It's just tearing down the black people, right? Something else, right? Let's keep going here, right? Okay. This nigga done lost his goddamn mind, man.
Conference and talking instead of the.
Listen.
All right. This is what I'm trying to figure out. And forgive me if I'm a little off, and I'm always open to being wrong, but I doubt it. Why is the woman the one that is sitting there having the press conference and talking instead of the man? If something happens that then requires for a statement to be made or for something to be communicated on behalf of the family, I'm doing it. She not even gonna be in the public eye. I don't want her visible.
Okay. So basically he go to try to criticize the Anthony family because the wife is reading out the statement from the family. Now you hear what he's saying. Why is she reading this out? Why is she doing that? Right? Right. Okay. Right. Where is that at? Okay. So, this is what I want you guys to pay attention to. You see this right here? Where's the same energy at? His mother, Austin mom, did a press conference without the husband or whatever the case may be, and it's not a problem. This woman reads something out. Well, why is she doing that? Where's the same energy at? Where's the same energy at? Fam, these niggas is theater, man. They theater. If you don't got nothing to do with you being objective, where's the strong reprimand right here for this woman doing an interview with her son on there and speaking? Come on, man. Make this shit make sense, man. Okay. The last thing is we gonna move on from this clown, right? Okay, because this is what this nigga is, man. He's on clown time. And I want you guys to pay attention to something, right? Check this out, right? Check this out, right? Check this out.
If somebody comes on a public platform to hold a press conference that I can evaluate what it is that they're saying, I can't do a review video of that. So if you, because people do review.
This game, you're not ready for.
You review videos of me all the time. Sometimes they don't like me. Sometimes they agree with me. That's their prerogative. He's going publicly and he wants to continue to get famous, and now he's using the word worser. Give me a second.
After today, I just want the media to know, and I want the public to know. I don't care what you say about me. I've been in this thing for 11 years. I am tried, tested, and proven.
Word for worse. It was used in.
Listen to this, fam.
AI on Google says worser is an archaic and non-standard word for worse. It was used in older forms of English, but is now considered outdated and generally avoided in formal writing and speech. So basically, he's speaking Ebonics. Hold on. Did he say worser things have been said about me? What the heck is going on out here in these streets? Somebody said, who cares, Anton, you throwing now? So you saying that I can't?
Y'all see you see they on his bumper, right? We got a serious situation going on. The son just killed somebody This nigga up here playing. Okay. WGN, remember that clown that used to come on? We used to watch in the morning before we went to school. The Bozo Show. These niggas think everything is fucking funny. They always on joke time playing. Everything ain't funny, my boy. You looking up Worcer and all this other shit, but the white boy put their hands on my man. He had to defend himself, and you sitting up here playing. Okay.
Community, everyone involved in the investigation, all social media platforms. My husband had to take a leave of absence because he's afraid what may happen to our family. His mental health is deteriorating day by day. We have endured death.
This nigga's a straight fucking clown, man.
Is this a simulation? This is so funny, bro. I can't do this. I just can't.
Death threats from the give, send, go.
God, Lord have mercy.
He's been raised in a two-parent home with structure, stability, love, and we put God first in everything that we do.
I'm just letting it play out. I'm not saying nothing else because y'all keep saying.
See what I'm saying? Come on, man. Shut your whole ass up, man. These niggas, man, weak as fuck. Man, I ain't saying nothing else, man. Everything is always a fucking joke with these niggas, man. He ain't just none of that shit, man. Like, this is some serious shit. And these niggas on here playing and shit, man. Fuck that. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, fam, here's the deal. Okay? All of these guys are sitting up here playing around, right? You got this guy right here, supposed to be a man of God, Christian, right? Over 800-some-thousand views on this video right here, right? Which is full of lies, okay? Full of lies. But they supposed to be a man of God. All of these guys right here, and the people need to know, they don't represent Black America. They don't speak for us, right? Okay, listen to this shit, right? Listen to the madness, family.
But that's the standard here in Texas. It is going to be incredibly difficult for Karmelo's defense team to establish that Austin, the 17-year-old who wanted Karmelo out of his tent, represented a deadly threat or even serious bodily harm. Now, again, we don't know what was said. We don't know what was threatened.
So once again, family, how do we go? Fam, this is what I want you guys to understand. Do y'all hear the madness in this shit? This nigga gonna sit up here and tell us that it's gonna be hard for him to claim self-defense, right? It's gonna be hard for him to claim self-defense. Then turn around in the same sense and say, well, we don't really know what was said. So how in the hell can he not claim self-defense if you gonna sit up here and say, what, we don't really know what was said? And this is the problem with these type of niggas, man. You know, this is the problem with these type of individuals, fam. Let me bag this up.
To establish that he reasonably feared for his life. And
of self-defense.
For self-defense in Texas, because Texas is a stand your ground state. This is what he had to say about that.
In order for Karmelo to prevail on a self-defense defense, he has to establish that he reasonably feared for his life. And, that's a steep hill to climb given the facts that I've heard so far, but that's the standard here in Texas.
How is it, family? Let me ask you guys a question. How is it going to be hard Okay. He didn't say, wait, man, let me just see what's going on before it's gonna be hard. He can't do that. So they're already professing defeat, right? Now, I want to show you guys something. Okay. This is how Austin lost his life, right? And it's right here in the police report. So all this theater, right? Listen to this right here. It says on page 407, it says Austin and the subject, who was later identified as Karmelo Anthony. Anthony was from Centennial High School and was sitting under Memorial High School tent. Austin had told Anthony that he needed to move out from under their team's tent. And Anthony grabbed his bag, opened it, and reached inside and proceeded to tell Austin, touch me and see what happened. No one really thought Anthony really had any weapons in his bag, and Austin proceeded to touch Anthony, and then Anthony told Austin to punch him and see what happened. A short time later, Austin grabbed Anthony to tell him to move, and Anthony pulled out what Blank recalled as a black knife and stabbed him once in the chest and then ran away. So once again, just pay attention to detail, right? The man done put his hands on him, and then he told him not to punch him, and the man still put his hands back on him again because, and this is what you guys got to pay attention to detail. It's telling us, right, that listen to this. Anthony, that he needed to move from up under the team's tent. Anthony grabbed his bag, opened it, and reached inside and proceeded to tell Austin, touch me and see what happened. No one really thought Anthony really had weapons in his bag, and Austin proceeded to touch Anthony. Right? So, family, make this make sense, right? The witness is saying, this is how you know that they're lying. It's truth mixed in with lies. So the man grabbed him, and what were they doing? Was he grabbing him, touching him, trying to pull him up out of there? And then he said, swing on me and see what happened. And then he proceeded to touch again. So you just putting your hands all on this boy. And once again, that's self-defense. He's telling them. That's no different than somebody approaching you. You got a gun on you and you got the right to stand your ground. People are mad because this guy chose to stand his ground instead of running like a lot of these jokers would have did, right? The guy didn't go get the principal. He didn't go get nothing. The reason that this guy lost his life because they thought he didn't have it with him, right? If they thought that he really had it with him, they wouldn't have tried to remove him up out of there. They would have really just went and got somebody, a teacher or something. So they were trying to bully him. They thought he didn't have it, but he had it. And Austin got heaven gated, right? So at the end of the day, fam, why ain't they talking about that? It's gonna be hard for him. Listen to these clowns. Okay, listen to these clowns, family. Listen.
And he's telling them, touch me and see what happens. You only need a split second to develop premeditation. So if you have a plan that you're going to use a weapon against somebody, before you use the weapon, that's premeditation. And not utilizing equal force against a person is another uphill battle for him.
Man, come on, family. Why won't these guys address none of the critical points? Not once have they come out and condemned Austin for putting his hands on him and starting this shit. There's a cause and effect, right? Okay. You know what? Let me see. I just had this pulled up. Let me show you guys something, right? Something I was looking at earlier. Okay, right here. Check this out. Okay, shout out to the African the sports channel. Y'all go check them out, right? Let's see here. Now listen to this.
on TikTok by the name of Bruce Rivers, who what I think gave a lot of common sense and get out.
So what we have is we don't have really an intention to commit a crime, you know, and we have Metcalf closing the gap. And I always say whoever closes the gap is the one that loses the fight.
So listen what he's saying here. Okay? This is a lawyer, right? Listen to this.
Metcalf isn't a security guard. You know, Metcalf has got no business putting his hands on another student. At the same time, Anthony knows what's going to happen.
Okay, let's start right there. Okay? And you guys can go check that video out or go to TikTok and check that out. The lawyer is telling you he shouldn't have put his hands on him. He's not a security guard. He doesn't have the right to do that. This is what started this shit. So what the fuck is these niggas talking about? And the lawyer telling you that this motherfucker closed the gap. He shouldn't have been. He's the one that started the shit. And family, trust and believe. If it didn't go down like that, why they ain't released the video? And they have the video footage. Why wouldn't they release it? Because they know the video is showing them trying to bully that boy. You know what I'm saying? And he had to he had to heaven gate that boy. Listen, the statement is saying that he didn't put his hands on him multiple times. Right? He put his hands on him multiple times. Okay? Austin had told Anthony that he needed to move out from under their team's tent, and Anthony grabbed his bag, opened it, reached inside, and proceeded to tell Austin, touch me and see what happened. Now, why would he be saying touch me to see what happened? It's because they began approaching him. Obviously, no one really thought Anthony really had any weapons in his bag. And Austin proceeded to touch Anthony. And this is how he got heaven gated. Because he did not think that he really had it with him when he had it with him. Okay? So, do y'all see this right here, family? No one really thought Anthony really had any weapons in his bag, and Austin proceeded to touch Anthony. So he goes, he touches Anthony. And then Anthony told him to punch him and see what happened. A short time later, Austin grabbed Anthony to tell him to move. So what do they mean a short time later? He done laid hands on him again and then went and put hands on him again? Come on, man. Austin grabbed Anthony to tell him to move, and Anthony pulled out, okay? He upped it on him. Come on, man. Ain't nobody got time. The problem is some of these guys just, hey, y'all should be men and fight. It don't work like that. Even the Bible tells us that it's a time for everything under the sun, including murder. Okay? Tanakh teaches us that there were times when people should have been murdered. Okay? A lot of these badass kids out here that's not honoring their mother or father, if we were still in the land, they'd have been stoned to death for not keeping the law. Okay? These guys that's out here murdering people, and then those other gangs get to get back and kill that person. That's what Tanakh tells us we should do. Yeah. Study the book. It's there. See, one of the problems that our people had is not only just following and keeping the laws and commandments of Yah, but we also had a problem executing his judgments. Okay? And the people in the streets are executing judgment. So y'all can sit here and talk about them and, black people, this and that, but they're actually doing what y'all would have us to do. Okay? Don't nowhere in Tanakh say if you murder somebody, you go sit and do life in jail. Hell no. You kill, your ass is getting killed. You gonna be heaven gated too. Now, I'm gonna leave you guys with this. Okay. Now, we already know that there was this press conference, or this white racist, white supremacist guy trying to push this message, right? Talking bad about black people. And none of these guys have nothing to say. All these so-called pro-black and all this other shit, these whatever the fuck they calling themselves, right? Listen to this shit, right?
About to get into some clips from this event,
and y'all go check out. And this is I'm gonna just say Neff. Y'all go check out his channel. You know what I'm saying? And this is where we get this clip from.
Yeah, run the clip. I'll be right back.
The message today is very simple. We need justice. Karmelo Anthony, Austin Metcalf's murderer, is still on the loose. His bond needs to be revoked. Right here is the scene. Austin Metcalf's blood is still stained on the bleachers. It is crying out for justice. There's the blood stain. There is the blood stain. It's red still. Austin Metcalf's blood. Lord Jesus, help us. It's crying out for justice. His killer is home right now. I gotta get out of here before the police come.
Family. This motherfucker breaking the law. He done broke into the goddamn school to go and do this, and I gotta get up out of here. This is the shit that I'm talking about with these white people. They think they can do whatever the fuck they want to do. He ain't even supposed to be in there. He done jumped the gate. He in there. He ain't even supposed to be in there. But you don't hear these guys. Where are they at? Where they at? Okay.
Just hop the fence to get in here. His blood is crying out for justice. We need that killer behind bars. We will not rest. We need to protect white Americans. This scourge of black violence is...
So we need to protect white Americans and all this other shit. Family, make it make sense. Look at all of the black people that these people have killed. Look at all the people around the world that these people are killing on a daily basis. Somebody make this shit make sense. You can't make this shit up.
Too much.
Yes, but I'm not a member of that community. I'm a member of my community, and my community is being victimized by the community of violent black, absolute degenerates. But here's the problem. They're degenerates.
So this is how they talk about black people, right? This is how they feel about black people. But the Sambos, they gonna lick that boot. They gonna lick that boot, and they gonna lick that boot till they done licked all the paint and shit off the goddamn boot. This guy, Karmelo Anthony, is a straight A student, no criminal record. This is why the judge, don't y'all think if the judge felt like he was actually a thug, a monster, and all this other shit, you think she would have lowered his bail? Come on, man. These people live in a nice community. You know what I'm saying? The father working, providing for the family, you know what I'm saying? And they want to stereotype. And this is how they look at our youth. You know, this is why we target the industry, these rappers and shit, because this is who's raising y'all kids. Listen how this guy is talking about the black community, but they won't come out and do no videos on this guy. They're silent, right?
My desire is that another Austin Metcalf does not happen next week. And if I was his father, I would stand righteously to say, yes, but I'm a man.
But family, remember, Austin is the motherfucker that put his hands on Karmelo Anthony. Okay? He's the one that put his hands on him. But he's the villain, though. He's the villain. Come on, man. Come on, man.
But I'm a man. We all have common sense. I'm speaking for white men in this country. I'm speaking for white men in this country.
Listen to this.
Yeah.
Now look at this Sambo, right? This is how bad this shit is, family. You got a black guy that's backing this joker up, right? Talking about we degenerates, we this and that. You know what I'm saying? These are the people we have to remove and get out of the way. They're not standing on nothing. Okay? You got to stand firm when you are in the right. When you know you in the right, you got to stand firm on that shit. We not budging, man. Now look at this, right? Well, you know what? Let's keep playing here because the father is going to shut his ass down.
Is no longer Austin Metcalf. He is a symbol. He is a symbol of young white people being predatorized and victimized every single day, living in fear. He is living in fear. Our people in this country
are living in fear.
Hey, Jeff, it's Jake Lang here. Jeff, first of all, my entire heart rests in your hands. I would be in my position, not even as somebody even knew your son, but somebody that shares the same understanding. I grew up as a 17-year-old young white man too, and I grew up in fear of my life around black people. I grew up as a 17-year-old young white man too, and I grew up in fear of my life around black people because they were killing and robbing people around me all the time. And I don't understand, as I was a father, you could sit idly by and not condemn the culture that killed your son. The culture that killed your son. There is an epidemic problem in this country, and your voice could be one of the loudest voices in this country, but you have chosen to recoil out of fear and continue the suppression. Why will you not stand with me and with the rest of the people? We're not calling for racial divide. We're not calling for hatred. We're saying 350,000 attacks on white people by black people a year in this country is wrong. Why can't you stand that and say with that? Maybe you can. Would you be willing to stand by me in a press conference or in an individual interview and talk about this issue that is larger than Austin at this point? God rest the beautiful young man's soul that would have been one of our strongest voices if he was still alive today. Yes, I am, sir.
He hit that boy with, "Is you done?" Now listen to this.
Trying to create more race divide than bridging the gap. I do not condone anything you do. You do not have any fucking...
That's called white guilt.
No, let it talk.
My son, let me finish. I gave you your time. You take my son's face off your website. I am not associated with you.
You're creating more Austin Metcalfs with your weakness, sir. You are creating more Austin Metcalfs with your weakness.
You are being weak. I gotta be honest with you about that, sir.
I'm gonna be honest with you. You're really being weak, bro. Shut your stupid ass up. These niggas disgust me, man. Father shutting them down. But where's these guys at? Where's the failed officer Tate and all these people at? Where's the strong condemnation at? They support this shit, right? They don't like black people. They not with black people. And we just got to blow the whistle and let everybody know this is what's going on with these people. Stop supporting them. Let white folks support them. Okay? And when white folks tear their ass down and come from them, we not supporting them. Fuck them. Okay? Dad shut his ass down. Right? Now, I want to show you guys something. Why is he talking all of this shit? Let me explain to you why, right? Let me get this going. Let me find this real quick.
You know, little clan, that's what I'm gonna call it now, Jake's clan, and had a physical altercation with him.
Over?
Well, he had us locked down. We weren't able to talk to our kids on certain holidays because he wanted to act up and not listen to the COs. When the COs will say, hey, it's time to lock in, or the COs will say, hey, you guys stop doing that over there. You can't do this over here. Together, and you need to back up, get away from me. And I'm holding my cup of coffee, and he's like, no, I'm not going anywhere. You need to talk to me, and I got something I need to tell you. I'm like, I threw the coffee in his face. And I'm like, bro, back up off of me. And when he backed up from the coffee, he was like, you're gonna throw coffee on me, and started coming towards me. So when he came towards me, I hit him with a one piece. He fell out. I grabbed him by his shirt, and I'm about to start welling on him, and he curls up in a ball, and he's like, brother, please. And he started begging me to not touch him. So I'm like, okay. I grabbed him and I picked him up, and I said, oh, now I'm your brother. I said, I told you, leave me alone. You talk to me again, you say anything else to me, bro, and I'm not gonna stop. And I threw him. I pushed him off, and he said, go on somewhere, bro, don't talk to me.
So family, do y'all understand why this guy, okay, let's get back over here. Okay, he was popping all this shit, right? Listen to this.
He is a symbol. He is a symbol.
Next week.
And if I was his father,
of black violence is too much.
Yes, but I'm not a member of that community. I'm a member of my community, and my community is being victimized by the community of violent black, absolute degenerates.
So look, family, this guy right here got his ass whooped in jail because you know he was locked up with family them on that the rider shit. He was getting them locked down and shit, threw the coffee in his face. Boom. Try to run up. Boom. Baptized his ass, laid hands on him. Shut your ass up. So now, oh, well, you know, I've been on yeah. See, and once again, This is white folk shit. The father is telling him, I'm not with that shit. Take my son down on that shit. And he's still pressing forward with the shit. This is what gets them into trouble, man. This is what got Austin into trouble. Going above and beyond instead of just going to get in the dark. Going to get a security guard. Going to get a coach. Going to get a teacher or somebody. Come on, man. So now, okay. Now, and this is what I'm gonna lead you guys on. Let's see here. Let's see. Okay. Let's get this shared, right? And this is what I'm gonna lead you guys on, right? Okay, let's blow this up a little bit. Now, this right here is from Smash the Topic. This was 4 hours ago. Okay. It says Karmelo Anthony relocated for safety following alarming threats. In light of escalating threats directed at the family of Karmelo Anthony, a 17-year-old charged with the murder of Austin Metcalf, he has been moved to an undisclosed location for security reasons, as supported by the court's approval. The Next Generation Action Network reported that the Anthony family has faced harassment, including death threats, disturbances at their home, largely aspirated by a recent rally advocating for justice for Metcalf. Again, alongside local law enforcement is actively working to ensure the safety of the Anthony family amid concerns over organized hate, systematic racism. As situation continues to develop, the community is being urged to stand against intimidation and support the pursuit of justice. Okay. So somebody came and they're dropping this stuff off over at the family crib. So now they got to move around. So at the end of the day, I'm not supporting this shit. This is bullshit. You cannot bully people. You can't bully my people, right? And if you got black people that's sitting up here that's condoning this shit after they started this shit, this is what everybody should be talking about. They are the ones that started the shit, okay? They're going to demonize Karmelo Anthony or attempt to try to demonize him. When listen to what this guy Hunter, the brother, the one that started the shit, okay, had to say.
Tell me about your son.
I think I can speak for her for a little bit, so she just calms down just a little bit. But as for me, I know I'm a little more, spontaneous. I like to do stuff all around and just get out of line sometimes. And Austin's always there to check on me and keep me straight. So
he likes to start shit. He's spontaneous. He started this shit. See? Because when you read the police reports, it talk about in the police reports, and they got this evidence. The only shit that they're showing is, Austin approached, but he say out of his mouth he the one started the shit with him. It didn't say Austin turned around. He said he turned around.
Old coaches and catching up with them. And then we're walking back to our stand. We put our tent up so all the bleachers were right there. Were not wet from all the rain. We come back, we sit down, and this kid said something behind me. I've never met this kid in my entire life. I never knew who he was. Said something just inappropriate and uncalled for. And I turned around and asked him who he was. He started getting really aggressive. My brother stepped in. He started being.
So did you hear that, family? He started this shit. He turned around. They was going back and forth. Then Austin stepped in. So why ain't that in the police report? Why ain't that in the paperwork that they showing to the people? You telling us that he didn't talk to the police? He didn't get them a statement? You know what I'm saying? They know this shit. So why ain't they showing that paperwork? Where is that? The initial engagement started with Hunter. And then he said Austin jumped in. So when you look at the reports and it say, and let's just get back over here. When you get back over here, okay, and let's just stay right here on page 4 of 7, okay? And let's blow this. It says Austin had told Anthony he needed to move out from under the tent, from under their team's tent. And Anthony grabbed his bag and opened it and reached inside until Austin touched me and see what happens. So the point, so the thing that we got to understand right here, family, is the part that they're leaving out in all of this shit right here is this part right here. Why would he reach in the bag and say, oh, if you touch me, you know what I'm saying, you're going to find out? It's because, let me bag up and get back over here. Okay.
We come back, we sit down, and this kid said something behind me. I've never met this kid in my entire life. I've never knew who he was. Said something just inappropriate and uncalled for. When I turned around and asked him who he was, he started getting really aggressive.
So he said he turned around. He didn't say Austin said it. He said it. So that means that him and Karmelo was going back and forth. And then Austin jumped in. So when people say, well, why? This is why. He talking shit about they was going back and forth. He said it got heated. Meaning what? Carmelo Anthony said something. He was saying shit. And then his brother jumped in. And then not only did the brother jump in, but he jumped in and put hands on him. Hell yeah, I'm stabbing your ass too. Yeah. Yeah, y'all got me fucked up. Y'all got me fucked up. You popping that shit, then your brother jump in, and you think come on, man. I bet you get hit. Okay.
My brother stepped in. He started being,
So his brother stepped in. Brother stepped in. But all of the witness statements just start at Austin. Austin said this. Why are they hiding the fact that Hunter started the shit? According to him, someone said he turned around because he didn't know the guy and asked him this and that. He started the shit. So they just gonna leave all of that out of the police report. They just hide Hunter, the hidden hand, like he ain't start that shit. Come on, man. So at the end of the day, fam, he telling you what happened, man. He started the shit. His brother tried to finish it and got finished. Okay? He got finished. Okay? Fatality. You know what I'm saying? And I don't care who don't like it, man. They turning this shit into they politicizing all of this shit. They the one that's introducing the racism and all of this shit. Fuck that. We not bowing down to that shit and we just supposed to, oh nah, man. Listen, man, people keep talking about God bless America. God, okay, the old should die is not blessing no goddamn America, family. And y'all got to understand that. He would never bless America. Look at all of the blood that's on the hands of these Europeans. They don't get away with that shit. This is why they're trying to remove from the history classes, Black history and all of this shit, because they don't want people remembering the shit that they did to our ancestors. They know they are a minority here in the United States and on a global scale. This is why Trump trying to run everybody out of here, because they already know the more that it stays a diverse population, they're going to continue to keep coming to minimum. And if they remove all the numbers from all the other races, they are the minimum here. They know this. So what they do is they trying to preserve the white race, and this is how they do it, through racism. They throw rock and hide their hands. Okay? So at the end of the day, man, I'm not feeling sorry. I mean, it is unfortunate what happened, right? And yes, their son Austin should be here, but he should have kept his hands to himself. and he would have never got hit. How he got hit and got heaven gated that day because they was trying to bully that boy, man. Come on, man. I mean, it's just what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, we just got to call a spade a spade. If the situation was different, I would be with everybody else. Like, oh, well, yeah, they shouldn't have did this and that. But I'm not going to sit up here and allow, just because you don't like how the man responded, doesn't mean that he had to respond to his best ability, what he felt. You know what I'm saying? Even the white attorney is telling you that he shouldn't have did that. But at the same time, he gonna save face because he don't want all of white America jumping on his ass and canceling him. So he gonna say, well, they're both wrong. I think he know what it is. Okay. So at the end of the day, fam, I wanted to take the time out to do this, share this video, get this video out, because Black people need to start exposing this shit. Before we can move forward as a people, we gotta get rid of these indecisive, these weak, watered down Negroes that's not gonna bust a grape. The shit can pop tomorrow. It can pop right now. They're not gonna do nothing. They're not doing nothing. They're not riding with us. Okay? So we need to stop allowing them. You can't. Why you think Candace Owens, they popped their ass trying to tiptoe back and, oh, well, no. You worship these white people like they God. You think they God, this and that. And then people keep talking about bless her. God bless her. God ain't gonna never bless America after all the wicked and corrupt shit that they done. America's gonna fall like all those other European empires. The Greek Empire, the Roman Empire, right? The British Empire on its way up out of here. And it's simple as that. So leave y'all thoughts down in the comment section. I don't care nothing about the trolls coming over here mad and this and that, because at the end of the day, Karmelo Anthony did things the right way. He warned them and they still tried it. Okay? They tried it. Remember, the argument was originally with Hunter and Karmelo. And then Austin jumped in. And the man had to defend himself. They done laid hands all on this man and did all this other shit. And it's like, come on, man. Y'all done lost y'all damn mind. And anybody that's supporting that and will Karmelo, watch out for those particular individuals, because they're not riding with us. They not gonna have your back. And we just got to know it. Stop supporting these Negroes. Let the white folks support them and let them go hibernate and be with the white folks when all this shit fold. Because Black people are coming up out of this nation. It's already written, okay? And you already see white dominance starting to fail worldwide. People are revolting, okay? And just think about this, family. And I'm gonna leave y'all this on this note. Putin is at war with Ukraine. Who are this? These are white people. Right? White on white crime. So y'all got to understand that all of these other nations, that France and all of these people that's coming in trying to help them net or whatever it can be, they going to war, they going at it. This is how the Father getting ready to wipe their ass out and get them up out of here. Okay? We ain't got nothing to do with that shit. And Black people just need to stay up out of that shit. You got people talking about they want to start marching and doing all of this shit because Trump this and that. Fuck that. Let them march. Let them do their thing. Ain't nobody speak up for Black people when we was getting dogs and shit sicked on us. Ain't nobody speaking up saying get them reparations. But they want Black people to stand up for all these other causes in the world. Fuck it, let them have that shit. You know what I'm saying? When they killed millions of Black people coming from Africa here, where was everybody at? Standing in solidarity with us. Where was they at? Nowhere to be found. Let them fight their own battles. We wish you well. We wish the best for you, but y'all on your own. We don't give a fuck. We don't care. And why should we care? Okay. So with that being said, share this video, man. I'm signing off here on Israelite Talk TV. Shalom.